What's going on, guys? Welcome to Titan Town for today a very special Tennessee Titans video. I am joined by ESPN insider covering the Tennessee Titans, Turron Davenport, and it was a really great video. I appreciate him coming by and talking with me. I learned a lot from. There was a point where I had all my notes, but I had my notes on my phone. I was talking to him on my phone, so I was holding my phone up to the microphone, and I'm sitting here listening to him, and I'm thinking about what he has to say, and I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot what I was about to ask. So you won't notice that I had to edit it out. There were some other funny moments that happened that I'll tell you about at the end of this video, so check this out. I am now joined by Turron Davenport of ESPN to talk a little bit of Titans. How you doing today, Turron?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
It's great. Great to have you on the show. We appreciate you stopping by. How you liking Nashville so far? Are you a country music fan yet?
Not so much the music. I mean, I could listen to it, but it really just the area itself. I really love it. It's really fun going downtown. You know, hitting Broadway and the riverfront. I just like the area, man. It's great. You know, Centennial Park is fun too. So me and my family, you know, we're getting settled in, and it's all good.
That's great. Happy to hear that. The weather's about to start changing. Hopefully, y'all's allergies ain't too bad. I've been going back and watching a few of your videos on Twitter and Facebook and all of that. By the way, guys, if you want to check him out, I'll have all of his links in the description box below. Very knowledgeable man. And that's the point I wanted to bring up is watching you, you're very knowledgeable. It's not just like watching a reporter. You seem to be like a coach or an analyst at the same time. You really break the plays down when it comes to receiver routes or what a DB is doing. And I know a little bit of this story, but what's your background? How did you get such a high football IQ?
Well, really from playing the game. I mean, I played obviously in high school, and then I played in college, and I had some workouts for some arena teams. Drew interest from CFL teams, so just playing the game really just allowed me to understand the game. I think the best way to learn about something is to do it. So having been able to do it for a large portion of my life, I learned a lot about it.
Exactly. I agree with you on that. And yeah, like I said, I really enjoy watching you. Great, knowledgeable man. Get really good points from you. You come over here to the Titans, covering the Titans from the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Titans are going to play the Eagles here in week 4. I was wondering, what is one advantage the Titans would have over the Eagles personnel-wise, and what advantage do the Eagles have over the Titans, and how do the Titans win this game?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, and not to sound like a downer, but I don't see any advantages, frankly, the Titans have over the Eagles when you look at the rosters. One of the matchups that I can't wait to watch is going to be Jarrell Casey going against those interior linemen. He'll probably go against, he'll see Kelsey, but he'll also probably see Brandon Brooks. And that's going to be an interesting matchup. Brooks is one of the best guards in football, if not the best. So I'll be looking at that. As far as advantages, it's going to be really. I was actually talking to Adoree Jackson the other day about him matching up against fellow USC product, Nelson Aguilar. That's going to be fun to watch. I mean, there's a lot of matchups I think will be interesting, but I think the Eagles overall are a better team, and especially when you look at, and this is, if Jack Conklin isn't back by then, that right side is going to be in trouble, because I watched Brandon Graham and some of the other guys really give Dennis Kelly work when he was in camp before he was the DGB for Kelly trades. So I think up front is going to be a really good matchup. The way these guys maintain outside contain is going to be something to watch as they go against Mariota, who Matt LaFleur likes to get on the move and boot him and allow him to make plays that way. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, but I just, roster-wise, that Eagles roster is completely stacked.
Yes, and they have so many edge rushers. We're definitely going to need Jack Conklin back and in football shape for that game. Hopefully we keep our fingers crossed and he'll be here. I got a run-on question to that question is, you're very familiar with this roster, their personnel, what they like to do, what they're good at, what some of them might struggle at. Would it be against the rules, or would you, if the coaching staff come and had questions about the roster, would you be able to answer it, or would that be against the rules, or how would that work?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. It's all about being objective, and I mean, to be be honest, if the coaches are coming to me asking me questions about the Eagles, they're not doing their job themselves. The Eagles, there's a full 2 years of film study that's available, and there's plenty of games for them to watch, and I'm pretty confident that coaching staff will be able to formulate their own opinion, having watched the film and doing the extensive study and preparation that they'll be doing before week 4.
I wanted to also ask you about our wide receiver corps. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of undrafted free agents on the squad right now. They're not really getting to play till the end of the game. Hopefully we get to see them more again tomorrow against Pittsburgh, which we are recording this on Friday, by the way. Deontay Burnett, I've seen reports. I'm not sure if it come from you or Jim White or who. There's a lot of talk about reports right now, or training camp right now. Deontay Burnett, I've seen reports that he's getting first-team reps, but when it comes to the actual games here in the preseason, he's not getting on the field till at the very end, even behind some of the other undrafted free agents. Do you think that could be the Titans trying to use him as type of a secret weapon when the actual season rolls around, or what are you seeing from him with your eyes?
Well, Burnett got first-team reps at that Saturday practice, which took place at Nissan Stadium. That was after Corey Davis had came out, and he got some first-team reps in the slot. And, I mean, listen, when you look at Burnett, he's the guy that really should have been drafted, but unfortunately, because there's such a huge emphasis on measurables, he didn't get drafted. But make no mistake about it, he's a very consistent player. Go back and watch. I mean, there's a couple of games you could watch off the top of my head. The Texas game, as well as Stanford, it really shows, what he brings to the table. But more importantly, in training camp, what he's shown this coaching staff is that he's a consistent player. It's great to have guys that splash and make, the occasional big play, but it's better to have guys that make those big plays, but also make every play that he's asked to make. And that's what you get out of Burnett. You don't see him making too many mistakes. His routes are crisp. He's always where he needs to be. He doesn't get jammed at the line of scrimmage when they're running different type of bunch formations, whereas if he gets jammed at the line of scrimmage, that ruins the other routes on the guys that are next to him. So he's just a consistent player, and I actually have him making the roster as an undrafted free agent. So really, when you look at this whole thing, I think really they already, I'm not going to say they already know what they have, but they have a good idea of what type of player he could be. And I don't really think it's urgent for them to continue to push him up and play with the first team. He's getting reps in these games, but it's not until the end. But still, they're getting a look, and that's something. When you look at this 4th preseason game, you have a lot of guys who say, "Oh well, it's terrible that we have to watch this 4th preseason game. It's terrible that they play it." Well, you have to look at it from a perspective of a guy like a Burnett, a guy like a Devin Ross, a guy like Darius Jennings, Cameron Batson. These are guys that are fighting for their football life. And this extra game that everyone wants to just kind of throw away is another opportunity for them to get film. Even you look at Brandon Shipman, another receiver that came here, with Matt LaFleur. There's a lot of guys that are not only putting film, putting reps on film for the Titans, they're doing it for the league. So whether or not, they get onto this 53-man roster or this practice squad is not the only thing that they're playing for, because there's other teams that are watching. You always see that once the waiver wire, you have those cut downs, you'll see, a guy gets signed to another team as soon as he's waived, and a lot of times it's because of something that he did during the preseason, during this 4th game where they get an extended period of time to play football.
Yes, exactly. This is football. People are going to get hurt. You got to have solid depth out there. So I'm one of the guys who I love the 4th preseason game. I love any football in general. You said you had Deontay Burnett making the final 53-man roster. How many are you projecting the Titans to keep at the wide receiver position? 5, 6?
Yeah, I have 6, and actually the article, I'm actually typing the post up, and it's going to go up in the near future, so I won't get too in-depth, but I do have 6 receivers making it.
Okay, awesome. Be on the lookout for that, guys. Like I said, the links for all the ways to follow Turron Davenport will be in the description box. last and final question. This one's probably going to have people glued to the computer screen or their phone screen or whatever it is they're watching this on. This is the preseason, but you've been around the team for several months now. You've seen the installs, you've seen the rookie mini camp, you've seen the training camp, all the practices. But on the field, with this being preseason, they're not going to show their full hand, their full playbook, of course. If you had to put a number percentage on it, how much of the playbook do you say we've seen, and how many surprises do you think we have waiting on us once we get to the regular season?
Yeah, I would say probably about 40% has been seen in these games, but we've seen a lot more in practice where they're actually executing it and working through the full playbook and installing it. Surprises, I think there's a few surprises out there, but I mean, you're not going to get too many trick plays out of this offense. This is a team that they just, they line up and do what they do, and that's allow Mariota to get on the move. They execute the QB scramble drill. I talked to Rob Moore, the wide receiver coach, about that extensively, as well as Mariota himself. And you're going to see opportunities for them to make those off-schedule throws, those plays that aren't really scripted, where things just break down, and Mariota just extends the play, and he makes something happen. And I think a good idea of what you'll get when you watch this team is kind of a blend. You'll see a lot of the concepts that the Eagles ran, with Carson Wentz and the RPOs and Nick Foles, but then also, like I said, those off schedule, those hidden big plays. I think a good example of that is the first actual touchdown that the Eagles scored last year. Nelson Aguilar caught a 58-yard pass from Carson Wentz. He was able to buy some time, move to his left in the pocket, and elude a would-be guy who was going to sack him and throw the ball down the field. So that's what you're going to get. And that's when Mariota is at his best, when he's able to get on the move.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to watch. Hey, I appreciate you being here and joining us. Hopefully we can get you on again in the future. Very knowledgeable guys. Is there anything you want to tell the people or anything you think they should look at before we get out of here?
I mean, just go ahead to the ESPN.com app and go to teams. We'll go to NFL and go to teams. Click the Titans link and you'll get everything that I post, as well as on Twitter at @T_Davenport_NFL. And also my Facebook page is just @Turron Davenport. You'll get weekly. I do Talkin Titans with TD segments, and all the articles go there too. So I just appreciate the support, and I ask you guys to continue doing so.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. We appreciate you. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk at you later.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing it. Again, thanks to Turron for coming on and talking Titans with me. I learned a lot. I hope you learned a lot. Be sure to smash that like button if you like the content. Check out the description box for all of the great links to where you can find Turron at on social media. And be sure to subscribe for more great videos coming in the future. The other funny story I want to tell you, I was really excited when I got the opportunity to talk to Turron, and I was telling my mom about it last night. I was like, got an interview with Turron Davenport tomorrow. He's the ESPN insider that covers the Tennessee Titans. Now, my whole family knows that I know anything and everything there is to know about the Tennessee Titans. Anytime something new happens or the team makes a change, I know about it almost as soon as it actually happens. And she asked me, she said, what are you going to know that he doesn't know? And I was like, no, Mom, you got it completely around. I'm the one talking to him. I'm going to be the one learning from him. So I thought that was a little bit funny. I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. And as I always say, God bless and tighten up.
The opposition got them loose screws.